Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Now time for a fact that makes your brain go. Now, I mentioned everybody likes eating fruit, or some people like eating fruit. And you're doing it wrong. In fact, what you're doing is dangerous. Now, everybody said, Brian, if you come back and say you're not washing it first, then I'm going to be really disappointed. Actually, it's opposite. You think washing your fruit is taking care of everything. It is not. And I firmly believe, I've said this many years, and people don't want to believe me, but someday history will prove me right. That if you wash your fruit, it takes some of the flavor away. Go ahead and laugh. No,
it doesn't taste like ground anymore.
That's right. That's how God intended it, and that's how I eat it when I eat fruit. Now, here's the problem. You wash your fruit and you think, fruit. You wash an apple, let's say, and take a bite and think, I washed it, it's all good. No, actually, because you do that because of pesticides, most likely, and dirt, like Kenzie mentions. Well, no. Researchers went through all this, and they found out that washing the fruit barely does anything as far as getting off pesticides and those things that you don't want to eat. If you want to do it right, you have to actually, let's go with an apple. You've got to peel an apple and then take the top layer of pulp off. That's the only way.
What do you mean a pulp?
Pulp is that first layer, like one layer of the apple. Let's say you peel. Like
you have to take off actual apple, not just skin?
Yep. That's the first part of it. The skin and the pulp layer. You have to remove that. That's the only time in their testing that contamination decreased significantly when they did it. Otherwise, you might as well not wash it and have more flavor, as I say.
But I've actually seen chunks of dirt on my apple, and I've gotten those off.
You're fine.
It's fine. It doesn't
you can
matter.
Eat that.
No difference.
Yeah. You came from the earth.
Tastes like I took it to the beach otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah. Now, here's the rub, though. Here's the rub. When you do what they say to do to keep it cleaner to get the pesticides off by peeling the apple skin and the pulp, it basically takes away a lot of the benefits, the nutritional value of the apple.
The skin usually has some of the most benefits.
Yeah. So you got to decide if you're willing to eat more pesticides to get the nutritional value, or just eat the damn apple with very little nutritional value or pesticides. I'd rather eat steak.
Then there's no point.
I know.
If there's no nutritional value, then what are we doing?
I mean,
apples are fine, but you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, it depends if you like the taste of an apple, I guess.
That's fine, but I could have an apple-flavored piece of candy then.
Apple Jolly Rancher.
That's the best with it.
Yeah. So that's the rub. But, I mean, just washing your fruit is not really getting those pesticides off. It's not doing anything at all, really.
I've seen people, and I don't know, don't come at me, but I've seen people wash their strawberries and stuff in baking soda in hot water. And it's supposed to do this deep clean. And I'm like, but does it absorb the baking soda and I'm just eating a lot? I don't know.
And you're probably fine eating baking soda, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's in certain recipes and stuff. But I just imagine get a heavy dose and just absorbing it is all I imagine.
I'm a little confused on the power of baking soda because they say you're supposed to wash fruit in there. They say you're supposed to brush your teeth with it. I feel like maybe as a society we're not appreciating baking soda on the level that we should.
It is one of the miracle things. It also takes the smell out of your fridge.
We got one in the back of the fridge.
Period.
You got one case in the back of the fridge?
I don't know what this is.
Baking soda.
It takes away odor. So you open it.
Okay.
And then put it in your fridge. And I think it's every 30 days you change it out. It keeps odor out of your fridge.
Oh, boy. We haven't changed ours in a while.
It doesn't work then. It doesn't work forever. You don't buy one for the rest of your life. People used to put it in litter boxes, too. If you put baking soda in the litter box, it would help it not smell if you had a cat.
Okay.
It's an odor eliminator. It's a teeth whitener. It's in recipes.
It's I have an open container next to my stove because I'm terrified of grease fires, and that's how you put out grease fires is with baking soda.
Yes, yep.
Not
with water. Don't pour water on it.
I know. This is why I have the baking soda on standby.
You know what else it does? It improves your exercise performance, baking soda.
What?
Is it pre-workout?
So basically, it can help raise pH level in muscles, which can help you perform intense activity for longer. For example, they found that cyclists who took baking soda could exercise 4.5 minutes longer.
Took baking soda how? In the veins?
They injected it like steroids.
Well, obviously you snorted it.
Are you on soda? Tell me now.
Let's see. We got a big doping scandal here. The baking soda doping scandal of 2024.
That's what Bonds was on when he hit all those home runs.
Somebody just texted in 708 and said, my urologist said if I consume baking soda, it can help with my kidney stones.
I just saw that.
What?
Plus, how about this? Canker sores.
Oh,
damn.
really?
I hate those.
Put some baking soda on it. Okay?
Wait a minute. Why did we... One more thing about baking soda.
What
It can stop cancer.
Wait, what?
Is that what's happening?
Baking
At
soda.
Northwestern, there's baking soda unit?
Baking soda can counteract the acidic properties of chemotherapy medication. Okay, so it helps you if you have cancer, maybe with the problems of chemotherapy, the side effects. Baking soda can help at least alleviate that, which I've seen firsthand, and it's brutal. Holy crap. Well, let's turn it into a positive. First off, you're not getting any of the pesticides out, which cause cancer, by the way, of your fruit. By washing it, you got to cut it all down to almost nothing and then take a bite. But we've learned a lot about baking soda, so...
Someone said also baking soda, great for volcanoes. That's true, yes. Yes.
Well, there you go.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's called Head to Headlines. We give you 2 headlines. And based on the headline alone, you decide what story we dive into. And here are your headlines to choose from today. Remember, we will never talk about the other story again. Mm-hmm. Headline number 1. Influencers' poop mask alarms doctors. Quote, people are getting too extreme on the internet. End quote.
Well, if that's not the understatement of this century, yeah, we know.
I'm glad he got involved. Influencers' poop face mask alarms doctors. People are getting too extreme on the internet. That's headline number 1. If you want to hear more about that, text headline number 1 to 312-591-8300. Now, headline number 2, local story. Cook County woman gets 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings from school district.
Wow.
Oh, from the school?
From the school.
What was she, like a cafeteria lady?
I can't tell you anymore unless you choose headline number 2. Text in headline number 2 to 312-591-8300 to hear more about that story, and we'll dive into it and get the results.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're in the middle of Head to Headlines. You choose the content based on the headline alone. Headline number 1 was, influencers' poop mask alarms doctors, quote, people are getting too extreme on the internet.
Yep. Yeah, no. Thank you for catching up.
Yep, shocking. Very shocking. And headline number 2 was, Cook County woman gets 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings from school district. And headline number 2 won, I think, because headline number 1 kind of says it all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Someone was using a poop mask, and doctors said, that's dangerous and people are extreme on the internet. I think we know that part by now. So we'll never talk about that story again. Let's get into it because this is actually a follow-up story to a year ago.
That's right, because we've gotten some text saying, oh, you guys have talked about story number 2, headline number 2. No, we have not. There's updates on this story that you need to know.
We broke this story when it happened a year ago. There was then no resolution to what was the punishment or what happened. Now, I guarantee you stick around to the end of this story, you're not going to believe. So obviously she's going to jail. You know that part. I'm not giving away I'm burying the lead
it's
here.
in the headline.
Yeah, it's in the headline.
We got it.
But the people that knew she was doing this is going to be unbelievable, their response when she was arrested. So we'll have that at the end of the story. So first off, Cook County woman gets 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings from school district. I remember when we talked about this, we tried to calculate how many wings is $1.5 million of wings.
It's a lot.
I just get hungry thinking about that. But wait till the beginning of this story. A Dalton woman.
Oh, come on. Was it Tiffany?
It was not Tiffany Henyard, but I want to say maybe she was related with a different name somehow. A Dalton woman pleaded guilty to stealing more than $1.5 million of chicken wings from a South suburban school district. Now, it wasn't Dalton District, was Harvey School District 152. Her name is Vera Liddell, 68 years old. This shows that if you want to do something in life, it's never too late.
That's right.
Yeah, it's an inspiring story.
Let this woman fuel your dreams today. Buy that plane ticket. Go on that trip. Live Moss, as I always say.
Or steal chicken wings. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison.
That does seem a bit aggressive.
I mean, listen, it's a felony, obviously, that amount of money and that amount of food. Also, there's murderers that seem to get out in 16 months sometimes.
But you know when you kind of forget the amount something is? Because, it's wings. It's like, well, it's over $1 million. I'm like, oh, it's wings, though. It doesn't, count. If it was $1 million, it would be a big deal. The wings that add up to that, it's kind of like I didn't steal that.
Do you think if we had $1.5 million of wings, it would fill every square inch of the studio, like to the ceiling, to the floor?
I was just thinking this. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Brian.
Well, our big boss man Marv just walked in. He's the money man. So
he's loaded.
So listen, we got this idea.
Yeah.
We need $1.5 million of wings.
I think we just buy them and then submit the little write-off receipt, how we do for like our Ubers to Lollapalooza and stuff.
I think you should do that, Kenzie.
Is this something
You
our
do it
friends
first.
at James and Sons can help us with? Does James and Sons want to spend do they have wing money?
Oh, they have wing money.
Maybe they're in a plaza with a wing place that can do tradesies. Businesses do that next to each other.
Well, we'll work on this as we go along. Here's more of the story. So she was sentenced to 9 years in prison during a hearing on Friday. At the time of the crime, Liddell was working as the director of food services for Harvey School District 152. Between July 2020 and February 2022, prosecutors said Liddell placed hundreds of unauthorized orders for food items, including, this might help us with the size of the wing order, 11,000 cases of chicken wings.
Oh my God.
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
Think about how much 11,000 is.
I don't know what's in a case. I don't know how many are in a case, but 11,000 cases.
That's a lot. That's a lot of wing.
Now, she
It
did-
would be 11,000 wings would be a lot. It's
Right.
11,000 cases.
I wonder if they're flats or drums.
Well, it's always a mixture. I hate when I went to Famous Dave's and people would be like, "Can I have all flats or all drums?" That's such a bitch because you have to open the bag and pull them out individually. Like you don't have like drums and it's a mixture bag.
Oh.
And now like somebody else is gonna get all paddles and they're gonna be pissed about it.
I'm fine with both.
Do you call them flats?
Flats, I
Call
call
them
them.
paddles.
I like paddle. I've never heard that before, but I like that.
I haven't
Paddle on a
either.
drum, baby.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Well,
go.
you were in the industry, so it was an industry term.
Ask an expert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Famous Dave's. So she says it says the orders were placed through the school's main supplier, Gordon Food Service. The orders were placed separately from the district's legitimate orders. So,
Well, that makes sense.
but I mean, it seems that should have been the stop to it right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're going to finish this story up. We're up against it here, but again, wait till you hear what happened when the people that kind of, like right there, they knew what was going on, but their response when she was arrested. And when we come back, we're going to finish up this story in 6 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
All right, well, right smack dab in the middle of head-to-headlines with Brian and Kenzie on Q101, where you decide the content. This story had so much to dive into, we had to take a break on it, but you chose the headline, Cook County woman gets 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings from school district. We broke this story a year ago, and we're finally at the resolution where she got prison time, but wait to hear the end of the story. There's people that kind of knew what was going on and their statement. So, turned out this woman was from Dalton. And we got to the point where there was 11,000 cases of chicken wings ordered separately than the main stuff from the school that she was ordering.
Now, we've received a lot of texts from a lot of people in this industry who said the average case size is 40 pounds.
Whoa.
So, how much did you say? What was the number you gave out?
So 11,000
11,000 cases.
times
Times
40
is how many pounds of wings it would
That's
be.
440,000 pounds of wings.
She must have had the best Super Bowl parties ever.
Oh, yeah.
Iconic.
I'm sure. Now, you again, Kenzie, working for Famous Dave's and in the industry, how many wings are in 1 pound, you think?
Decent. I don't know. Let me Google that.
Case, did you get it measured on a pallet of wings, what that is, or?
So all I know is that pallets have about 40 to 50 pounds of wings, and there are about 220 pallets in a trailer. Holds 20 to 26 pallets. There's just so many wings I can't comprehend all of this.
Okay, here's the deal. In a pound, there is 10 to 12 pieces. So let's go on the light side. Let's say there's 10 pieces in a pound.
Okay. 10 times 40, right?
Yes.
Is 400.
So that would be
times
400 wings.
11,000
Yeah.
equals 4.4 million wings.
And that's on the light side because it's 10 to 12.
The prosecutor said this, the massive fraud began at the height of COVID.
Oh, that's when you can be super sneaky.
During a time when the students were not allowed to be physically present in school, so she was going to school and making orders. All the kids were remote.
Also, did they need lunches? Wasn't that even more suspicious?
That's kind of the rub. They should have caught this. The school district continued to provide meals for the students so their families could pick them up. So a lot of schools do that. Thankfully, some kids only eat that way through the school meals. So they kept doing it.
She only eats that way.
Apparently her whole neighborhood ate. So believing the orders were genuine, Gordon Food Services billed the Harvey School District 152, which ended up being $1.5 million. So they paid for everything thinking it was all genuine, according to court records. Liddell then would allegedly use one of the school district's cargo vans to pick up and transport the stolen wings.
Did they have a single camera at the entire school? Like one?
The food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. These separate orders. They got the other orders apparently, but not these separate 1.5 million. So a routine mid-year audit conducted by the district's business manager, probably should do it monthly at this point, not waiting for 6 months, showed the food service department had exceeded its annual budget by over $300,000, despite only being halfway through the school year. Prosecutors said Liddell was the only person responsible for placing the orders at the school. Upon further review, she discovered the individual invoices signed by Liddell for the massive quantities of chicken wings, now knowing it's 4.4 million wings.
She signed them with her own name, huh?
Yeah, didn't bother. The item that was, okay, so the massive quantities of chicken wings, an item that was never served to students because they contain bones.
Oh, that makes sense. That'd be a bad thing to give young children.
So why did the orders go through the school district process? I guess she's the only one that could stop that?
Yeah, she's making the order. She's the one controlling the cafeteria.
She should order something without bones.
Yeah, and instead she ordered 1 million chicken wings for her.
But
why didn't she just order some?
Why didn't you?
Why would you want that many? And then you may have gotten away with it on top of it.
Why didn't you order boneless wings?
That's true.
That way,
well, as we know, they could still have a bone in them.
Legally
as we've
speaking.
talked about previously.
That came from the Supreme Court ruling in Ohio. Boneless wing is a style. Doesn't mean there's guaranteed no bones. So the end of the story here, employees at the Gordon Food Service, where they ordered through all these wings, were well familiar with her. Quote, due to the massive amount of chicken wings she would purchase. And surveillance video, to your point, Kenzie, of the facility showed she would often arrive prior to the store opening up the pickup orders in the van from the school.
Down by the river.
Yeah. But this didn't raise a red flag for 2 years while $1.5 million or 4.4 million wings.
What did she do with it?
Well, it doesn't say in the story, but I remember the first time we talked about this, I believe she had block parties in her neighborhood and provided the food. I think just
she
friends
was like
got
Robin Hood, she felt like, even though she was stealing from a small school district.
Yeah, I think she did feel that way.
Well, think about this in terms of quantity, because Chad from South Bend just checked in on the text line and said that if this was over a 20-month period and she accumulated 4.4 million wings, which is what we think she did, in order to run through all of that, she would have to consume 7,300 wings a day.
Wow.
Oh, even Brian thinks that's a lot.
I usually get full around 7. It's an extra 300, you know.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Some local news, breaking local news, that the governor has a new Illinois law that will allow mobile driver's license and IDs. So you can have your driver's license mobily on your phone. You love this?
Yes. I never have my wallet now because of Apple Pay. So I never have it. And when I got pulled over last month, I did pull up a picture on my phone. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I do not have my wallet. And he let it slide. Like, he was nice about it. He goes, some cops are going to be mean about that. But it's just hard because everything's switched over to phone. Like, my insurance is allowed to be on my phone, and it is for the car.
Yeah.
And obviously your payment methods there, everything's there. And it's like, but it's still supposed to carry out a whole wallet because ID isn't. Look at your wallet, it's huge.
So I just pulled my wallet out of my pocket. I have a Costanza wallet.
That thing is massive.
What do you have in there?
I know it's not money.
Amen. Your quarters?
Oh, yeah?
How much cash you got on you?
Look at that.
How much do you have
Oh
on
my
you?
God! What are you going to the strip club later today?
I got a haircut later in the week, and I pay her in cash. Not that she charges a lot, but when I went in there, I got
I was going to say, how much do you get?
Oh, like $30.
You don't have that much hair.
Yeah, it's like $30 haircut, but I got like $100 out because we're going to the concert. And even though you pay with a card at the concert too, I like having a little cash at a concert. I don't know why, I just do.
A little walking around money.
That's like an old school thing. I never have cash.
Ever. I've gotten more away from it, but I do like having a little cash. I got credit cards. I got a White Castle gift card in here. I got my insurance card. I've got my global entry pass for when we fly overseas, that kind of stuff. Not that I'm flying overseas anytime soon. I have my Zip card, even though I never used it because I used it through the app on the phone, and I'm not even a Zip card member for the last 2 years.
What, do you have a Blockbuster gift card in there too?
Let me see. I got an Eddie Bauer rewards card for my T-shirts.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's stuff in here. I feel more comfortable having a wallet. It's just me. I get it. Maybe it's old school, and maybe being on the phone will be better when they do this in Illinois, which takes place January 1st, 2025.
Can I admit something really embarrassing right now?
I would hope you do.
It, as you're going through everything in your wallet?
Yes.
So when I first got my license, I had to be like, I actually didn't get my license until I was 17 because my 16th birthday present was driver's ed. That was my present that my parents were going to pay for driver's ed.
Oh, how generous.
Yes. So this is why I'm like ass backwards now, because people tell me that they're buying certain things for their kids. And I'm like, really? Because like driver's ed was my present. Like that wasn't like whatever. So anyways, so I didn't get my license until I was 17 because I didn't get to start driver's ed until I was 16. And so the first time I ever got pulled over, I think I was lost. So I was driving like horrible because that's when you still need like look up directions before you left the house or print them out. So I wasn't doing well. And he asked for my insurance, and I didn't really know what it looked like. So I looked at my wallet, and I'm like, oh, here it is. And that was my health insurance card. And he's like, this is your health insurance. I'm like, yes. He goes, I need your car. I go, do you have a picture of what that like would look like? Just so I'm still kind of getting my bearings here.
You show me yours so that I can show you
Yeah,
mine.
if you could just give me, is it like blue or like what is it? And how big is it?
Playing doctor there.
I was like in my glove compartment, giving them business cards. I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know.
That's Kenzie, that's a good point because I don't know what my registration looks like, so if I ever get pulled over, I'm just going to have to reach in that glove box and hope it comes out.
You're going to hand them the manual to the car?
Yeah. Is this your card?
I have to be honest with you. Every time I've gotten pulled over, which is it's only been twice in
2 weeks.
6.5 years.
Oh.
No, in 6.5 years I've gotten pulled over twice. One was a month ago. I've had to contact my husband and have him send me all of my paperwork.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can you log like online into our insurance and send me a screenshot of what my registration and insurance and stuff looks like?
It's kind of funny you say that because I got my car worked on last week and they were saying they were going to give me a rent a car because it would take too long. And they said, do you have your insurance? I go, yeah, it's got to be in my wallet somewhere here. And I started taking apart my wallet, all the cards and stuff. I like literally like 3 White Castle gift cards come out. He's looking at me like, damn, fat ass.
I know. You need the Dewey Decimal System just to look into your wallet.
So I did the same thing. I texted Megan. I go, can you find our insurance card? The guy goes, it's got to be on your app. I go, I don't have the app to my insurance company on the car.
The fact that you brought, which is essentially a purse there, and still didn't have the card you needed is unbelievable. What is in there?
My wallet is a merce. Now, you might be wondering also, just for that reason, like Kenzie's talking about the ease of having a mobile driver's license, but they're doing it to protect you a little bit. They say, so if you want to, let's say, buy cannabis, this way your personal information won't be on the card. So in a digital card, it will hide your address in a mobile ID. So it will still be verified, obviously, through the government. It has to be through Illinois, saying this is a driver's license, but your address might not be on it.
Don't you feel like that's going to make it so easy to have fake IDs? Because you know when they used to quiz you, like, what's your full address and your zip code? Like, now there's nothing there. It's like, that's my name.
They always used to do to me, like, they'd say, so you were born in this year. Okay, quick, how old are you? And I'm like, I don't know, 38.
Oh, did you guys used to,
I don't know how old I am.
I always used to quiz myself in the car. Did you guys exchange IDs and quiz yourself so when you got to the bar, you'd be okay?
We didn't do that. I did it was like taking an ACT test. Like I was out there beforehand, like trying to make sure I knew every piece of information on my fake.
You needed the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
Well, I had everything down. I was good to go. And then they asked what I did. I had my address memorized, but I forgot to do the zip code. I don't know why. It just didn't stand out to me. And I go, I don't know. I haven't lived there in forever. I'm here for college. I don't remember. And he took my ID and I go, listen, I won't go in here, but can I have it back if I leave?
And he said,
No.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.